Hey everybody, Jay Super Awesome here. I'd like to welcome you all to episode number 37 of my slasher movie archives. In this video, I will be giving my review for Satan's Blade, released in 1984. It took over 100 years, but the blade got even. Okay, so getting into the plot for this one. Arriving at a snow-capped mountain resort, a group of youngsters are met by the news that a double murder has taken place there the previous night. Despite this grisly revelation, they decide to stay on, unaware of the knife-wielding figure stalking the wintry landscape. Could the local legend about a vengeful mountain man have some truth to it? Okay, so getting into my thoughts for this one. Satan's Blade is a fun and entertaining low-budget supernatural 80s slasher. Satan's Blade is a slasher movie that I revisit from time to time, and I seem to enjoy it a little more each time I watch it. With that being said, I do have a soft spot for these low-budget slasher movies. With Satan's Blade, there's plenty of opportunities to find things to nitpick and be negative about. But after having watched Satan's Blade several times over the years, I find that it's a movie that I can just turn my brain off and just go with it and just have a good time with it and enjoy it for what it is. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is the movie score. The score really stood out to me this time around. I thought they did a great job with the music for this movie. The score really helps to set the tone. It helps to build atmosphere, and it really helps to move the movie along. Whether it be the eerie someone is stalking you in the shadows vibe, or even if we are just seeing shots of the landscape, there's always something really interesting to hear as the movie moves along. And I really like the setting for this movie. It takes place at a lakeside ski resort up in the snowy mountains. Now, we don't actually ever see anybody skiing in this movie. It's just briefly implied that it's taking place at a ski resort. To me, that's no big deal. I just really enjoyed seeing the snow. It helped create that cold weather winter environment. The storyline is based off a local legend. There was a time when there wasn't a soul living in these parts, except a giant man and his family. The mountain provided everything they needed, but when people started coming in, they bought the land, they changed things. It forced them higher up into the mountains until he didn't have a place to live for himself, and that's when he decided to fight back for the land that he thought was rightfully his. So he asked the gods of these mountains for help. They say he was given a weapon. But that wasn't from the gods. That was from the evil spirits of these mountains that wanted for themselves. They tricked him into using the weapon to kill not only the people that were coming in, but even his own family, and some say even himself. Still, others believe he lives beneath the waters of the lake, where he has become a monster of death and stalks all who come to these mountains. That was dialogue that I read from the movie, and I just thought I would share that because I really like how this local legend gives that forewarning of potential danger. I just thought it was a good way of setting things up. It sets up wonder, mystery, and dread for things to come. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the characters we have in Satan's Blade. This movie is really interesting in how it has the story set up. We have a twist right away at the opening of the film, and then another twist at the end. And sandwiched in between are the characters that we follow for most of the movie, which basically consist of two different groups of partygoers. In one group, we have a group of women who are on a weekend vacation of partying, skiing, and just your basic rest and relaxation. The other group consists of two married couples. They are on a weekend getaway celebrating one of the guys graduating from law school and becoming a lawyer. So their weekend getaway has more of a romantic vibe with spending time with their wives, bonding, drinking, partying, fishing, and of course mingling with the girls in the cabin next to theirs. Overall, I thought the characters were decent. The acting is not great. This is a low-budget movie, so I wasn't expecting professional acting, So for the most part, I did enjoy following these characters through this storyline. I do want to mention that I got a kick out of seeing some of these characters as they were being killed off. Seeing them as they are being stabbed and as they pretend to struggle and fall to their death, it was truly a sight to behold. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the most important part of a slasher movie, that is the killer and the kills. In this movie, there's sort of this Lady of the Lake thing that's going on, where in the story of King Arthur, the Lady of the Lake raises her arm from the lake holding Excalibur for Arthur to retrieve. In this movie, it's a man's hand that rises from the lake holding not Excalibur, but instead holding Satan's blade. That's right, Satan has his very own blade. The hand throws a knife, it sticks into a nearby tree, and whoever comes in possession of this blade becomes consumed with its evil power and is forced to kill anyone who sets foot on this mountain. It's a really creative way to set up the killer for this movie. It really could be anybody, and I really like the mystery that sets up. It keeps you guessing. And as far as the kills go, the movie has a pretty decent kill count. There's easily over 10 kills in this movie. With the title being Satan's Blade, it's very clear that the knife is going to get plenty of time to shine in this one. Or is that plenty of time to be covered in blood? Unfortunately, with the biggest majority of the kills being with a knife, it leaves a lot to be desired in terms of creativity. Most of the kills are of people getting stabbed in the back or being stabbed in the stomach. We do have one person who is drowned in sink water, and we also have a few gunshot victims thrown in for good measure. Overall, I have fun with this one. If you're a fan of low-budget slasher movies and you haven't seen Satan's Blade, you might find some entertainment with this one. Just know that it's not among the greats. It's mediocre at best, but for what it is, I do enjoy it. IMDb gives Satan's Blade a 4.3 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Remember, evil never dies. It just rests a while. It watches, it waits. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you have seen Satan's Blade, or just let me know what you think about my review. And as always, I would like to thank you all for watching.